Dungeon, and on this episode of the Dungeon, sprint car time. Stay tuned. Okay, everybody, we're back with the dungeon here. And on my last video, you may have seen where I bought a couple sprint car kits from the Virginia Shootout Show. I made a mistake in my video when I said that they didn't have any decals in them. Well, that was on me. I didn't look hard enough, and here's the decal sheet for it. They actually look pretty good. I think they'll be usable. So, with that being said, I said, hey, let's build this sprint car kit, Steve Kinser's sprint car. So I got a little bit ahead of myself and pulled the tank off of it and got it glued together there. And I've looked at pictures, and I don't think the car is all completely silver. It looked like there was some white and silver, and he may have ran a silver. It's hard to tell. I can't remember from back in the day, but this build here is just going to be just a regular out-of-the-box build, nothing fancy. We're going to, we're going to get started on it, and we're going to start putting stuff together like the engine. We'll do it first, and I'm gonna try to do as much of this on screen as I can, and just kind of talk about what I'm doing and how I'm going to do it, and what have you, and kind of maybe some of the stuff that I'm going to use, like my Tamiya cutters here. And then I'm also going to use the plastic weld to glue everything together. I love the engines in these kits. They are awesome engines. You can use them for different things if you wanted to, actually, but yeah. So I really just love the design of these, the way Monogram designed them after like a Gertie engine that they used. So let's I know I'm still got stuff on there, but that's what I'm going to do. I know, I'm sure some of you shouting at the screen, hey, you got your... Yes, I know, I cut it right off there and didn't prep it. But that's okay, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it all glued together and let it sit there. And in the same way what I did with the gas tank here, I left where it attached to the sprue there. I didn't prep it because there's going to be a seam here anyway where they come together. And when I glue it here, and I'm going to give it time to really dry up, that's when I'll sand all that out and try to get rid of this seam where the two halves went together. I'm just going to use one of my sanding sticks, and we'll get rid of that. And that's what I'm going to do. Same thing with the engine here on like the oil pan, right there where the intake will go. I'll clean up the valve covers and stuff like that as I go. So the only downside of these old kits, and these kits in general, are the chassis. I know I'm kind of jumping, but this is kind of bothering me and bugging me where it's kind of warped a little bit. This is actually a better chassis than the other Kinser kit I got. But I think we can make it work. We'll, like I said, there's things I need to glue in there and get put together. And, I think I'm going to strip the chrome, especially on the wings. I think I'm going to strip those and paint those probably an alclad. Maybe I may do polished aluminum because their wings were aluminum then. So I may do a polished aluminum look, strip them and do that. And what I normally strip chrome with is bleach, actually. I got a little tub of it here that I'll cut the parts out and dip them in there and bleach them. And I may chrome the rims, or I may just leave them the way they are and maybe do a dog coat over them or something like that. But everything else I'm gonna leave. Well, shoot, you know what? Let's just strip it all and re-chrome things and make things aluminum, and because that's what they would have used, is because these things were light, had a lot of horsepower behind it. So get me a sanding stick here. And it's been glued for a while, and before I started, because you can see a little bit there. Of course, this is 180 grit paper or sanding stick that I'm going to use. Try to get it all. Get it all smoothed out here. And like I said in my other video, and this kit means has a lot of sentimental, not this particular kit, but this kit in general has a lot of sentimental value to me, from when I was able to build this kit with my grandmother and grandfather. It's one of the first kits we built together. I always remember my grandpa used to tell us, me and my brothers, that real race cars didn't have fenders. And we grew up in Indiana watching USAC, Saturday Night Thunders. We'd go to Winchester, Raceway Park, Eldora, Lawrenceburg, Bloomington. We was at all those tracks every weekend. There were some weekends where I remember we went to Bloomington and went all the way to one night and went all the way to Terre Haute the next night and back home the following day. So, but I want to pause the video so I can work on this tank a little bit more, and we'll come back and see where we're at. Okay, everybody, we're back, and I got pretty much everything sanded. And so what I've done also was, you can see that little sheen right there on the seam. I took some of that plastic strut, and I know you can still see it, but believe me, when you feel it, it's really not even there. But what I done was, after I got it all sanded and where it felt really good, excuse me, I took some of that plastic strut and I just wiped it over that seam once again. And if there's any kind of like little plastic burrs or anything like that, I was hoping maybe it kind of like weld it all in there together and kind of fuse it so you really can't see it. Done it on the tail tank here. Also done it here on the engine, on the oil pan, and right here on the front where and I also done it, I gotta still do some work on the oil tank here. But yeah, I think it's should seal them up real nice. I'll give them just a few more minutes to dry up here or get good and cured, and then I'm gonna get some of these parts in primer. I'm gonna sand this whole thing again with some 1000 grit paper and get it ready for some paint and primer. Like I said, I think part of this car was white, and I think it was white and silver, if my memory serves me correct. So he had a like it had a little red pinstripe that went around the tank here, and like all this here, like this section here was silver, and all this was white. When you look at the bonnet here, pick it up. I know it's still attached to the sprue, but it was all white, but it had that silver section right here, which you could duplicate that just by the decal here. So we'll just we'll do this, get it set up here, and we'll sand them down, and when we come back, everything should be in primer. Stay tuned. And I got the first couple coats of primer on the tail tank, and the seam is pretty much gone like I hoped it would be. Got a little bit there on the very bottom, but I think it'd be all right. And this is just the first coat of primer. I'm going to sand it. We'll sand it down and reprimer it and kind of smooth it out more. I also got primer on the motor here. Same thing again. You can still see a little bit of there. I'm gonna have to probably work on that a little bit more, kind of get that out. And here's the oil tank. It pretty much looks good and ready to go. Like I said, I'm gonna sand it, get some paint on it. This will be probably aluminum. I may do like maybe a polished aluminum look on it. The engine will go aluminum. This here I'm going to paint, like I said, I'm going to try to paint all the white and the red stripe around it, because the kit doesn't have it. So, and then the silver I'll use will probably be oh shoot, what is it? It's a Tamiya color. Silver leaf is what I'll probably use for that. Got the chassis started here. Trying to get it as unwarped as I could. Looks good. Got some marks there I need to get off of it from the molding process, and the attachment marks there, but that's going. And then I also put together the steering box for it. This also go aluminum. So I think right now will be a good stopping point for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, hit that like button, subscribe, notification bell, leave a comment, and y'all have a blessed day.